Hi, if you like the following video, please share it by clicking on the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Neck knives are usually the best choice for the high-quality steel fan who doesn't want any compromise regarding his EDC knife, and those who respect the different laws regarding concealed carry as well. Usually, this is a difficult task, but designs like the CRKT Minimalist makes it possible. The general issue with neck knives is that in the design scale of requirements, weight is more important than ergonomics, followed of course by the choice of materials, and that places ergonomics right in the last place of requirements. The CRKT-FOLTS Minimalist was designed by Alan Foltz, a relatively young designer who has been designing knives since 1992. He has won several knife awards since 1995 to this day. Foltz is a designer committed not only with aesthetics but with utility and the ergodynamic characteristics of his knives as well. He has earned a well-positioned place in the cutlery industry due to his consecutive successes in portable knives and EDC, often using futuristic designs. The philosophy of use of this knife, according to Foltz, is quite simple: a fixed blade, full-time construction that can be carried and used all the time, and not an emergency knife like most neck knives are. Instead, a knife with a superior development in ergonomics that will place it in the range of a primary blade for everyday use, and in case a bigger blade is needed, like in military, survival or camping situations, a blade that can be carried as a backup knife, and in case of a tactical situation, a knife that can be perceived as a last-ditch knife. It had to have an adequate size to be carried around the neck, in the pocket or in an everyday carry bag. Apparently one of the goals for this knife was to achieve a level of aesthetics that rival knives twice its price tag. For that reason, Zytel or glass reinforced nylon was chosen, that will give the aesthetics of Kydex, but we have a much thinner profile. That means less weight around the neck. The two sheets of Zytel are fixed together by 6 open rivets to braid paracord, tie it to the boot, to the side of the tactical vest, or to fix a belt clip using 2 screws. The belt clip can be fixed in various positions. The knife includes a bundle of paracord to carry the knife around the neck, which is unusual in this kind of knives, because generally other sort of strings are included instead of genuine paracord. In my opinion, having a meter of paracord on you gives you some tranquility in case you need a dependable rope to rely on. Today, there are 3 blade styles: the Warncliffe, the Clip-Point and the Tanto. All of them use 5CR50 MOV because of its tenacity, and the finish in all of them is bead blaster for a non-reflective satin look. The fact that a ductile steel was chosen had to be compensated with a good tempering in order to find the 55 to 57 Rockwell spot they aimed to, and they actually did. The result, an exceptional edge right out of the box. The Minimalist Tanto is 54mm in length. The Tanto design is one of the strongest available, due to the spine that goes from the handle to the tip of the blade. It also has a particular feature, which is the traditional angle edge, that gives the Tanto the characteristical chip. The designer modified the main edge and turned it into a concave edge that fits material into the bolster area, which is the strongest part of the blade. That also aids in relieving the tension on longer cutting sessions, due to the diminished effort on locating the blade on the material that needs to be cutted. I particularly like the Tanto style because it's the only one that gives you 3 different tips, so you can use a different one every time one goes blunt because of the use. The drawback of the Tanto, of course, is the fact that lacks of a sharp tip to do delicate work. For those who prefer a classical design, there is a Minimalist Bowie that has the traditional clip-point. It has the same length of the Tanto, and it offers a large convex edge to get the maximum edge at the minimum blade length. The Bowie, as we all know it, is a magnificent field knife. It can be used around the house or camp. It excels at cooking and even can be used by hunters on the normal skinning tasks. It should be magnificent skinning small game. The Bowie can make the ideal survival knife. The Warncliffe tip is the first choice for a utility blade by most enthusiasts. That is probably the reason why Foltz had chosen it to be the first one. The main virtue of this knife is the straight edge that makes the waterstone sharpening a lot more proficient for those who want to keep the sharpest edge on his blade. The moment we lay hands on this knife, it is inevitable to notice that this is a different knife. It is not the traditional neck knife. The work behind this design cannot be hidden, because the ergonomics are simply fantastic. Which sounds contradictory when we talk about a neck knife. It is designed to fit in the fingers rather than in the palm of the hand, what makes the blade a lot more comfortable for delicate tasks. It has 3 finger choils that are embraced by the fingers, and the hand finds its place the minute the knife comes out of the sheath. To help the thumb to find its place in such an unusual design, the designer opted to make a long chain of serrations along the spine, although in my opinion, the design is successful enough for not to need any serrations at all. The obverse hold is supremely comfortable, as we mentioned before, but reverse hold is a little difficult because the index finger is no longer in use, so it requires a change in the angle of the knife. To hold the edge out, it's enough to place it over the third phalanx and close the fist, but if you want to hold the edge in, the knife should be placed over the first phalanx before rolling the fingers in. The things we will remember the FOLTS Minimalist for are the extraordinary work on ergonomics that civilizes the wildest kind of all knives, the neck knife. It is a high-value knife with finishes and specifications that rival knives twice its price, and it's filled with precision details in construction. According to FOLTS, it is designed for those who normally won't carry a fixed blade knife, but it is designed to be carried not only around the neck, but also in the pocket. Can be used as a backup knife or as a last-ditch knife, and it is ideal in a bailout bag. And those were our impressions of the FOLTS Minimalist knife. Thank you for watching.